1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster.
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honeybee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome back once again to Monster Movie Fun Time Go and our 31 Days of Horror. Day number 7. I am Precious D, and with me once again is Honeybee, and today we are looking at Resident Evil Retribution.
Yeah, baby.
5th movie in the series from 2012, 2 years after the previous movie, but picking up directly after it. Let's get the stats here.
Stat me right up.
There'll be plenty of time for that later. It is 96 minutes in color, $65 million budget, $240.2 million. Cost a little more than the last one, made a little bit less, but still worth the investment.
Totally. It totally is. And that kind of surprises me because I just feel like this one was, I feel like this one was so much better.
Yeah?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. It stars Mila. Oh, it is also directed again by Paul W.S. Anderson and written by Paul W.S. Anderson. He wrote all of them, but he didn't direct all of them. Stars Mila as Alice and her clones. Sienna Gilroy as Jill Valentine. Michelle Rodriguez is back as Reno Campo, sort of. Ariana Engineer? This woman's name is Engineer? As Becky? That's very old-fashioned, like being named after your occupation. That's the child, the little deaf girl. Lee Bing Bing as the woman with the most amusing name in Hollywood. And Ada Wong, a former operative of Umbrella. Boris Koji as Luther West. He's back from the last one.
Right. Welcome back, Luther.
Johan Erb as Leon S. Kennedy. That is another character from the video games. Ada Wong, I think, is from the video games also. Robin Kasyanov as Sergei. Kevin Durand as Barry Burton. Ofilo Portillo as Tony. Oded Fair is back as Carlos Oliveira. And Colin Salmon is back from the first movie as James One Shade. Sean Roberts, unfortunately, is back as Albert Wesker. I don't like his performance.
Me either. Oh, you don't like it, like the actor's performance?
I mean, all I can think of is that I know him from is this, and he's not good. He's stiff and annoying. Toshio Oki as Japanese policeman. Takoto Yamashita as Japanese businessman. Mika Nakashima as J-pop girl. A Patient 1 biohazard creature. They basically reuse her scene from the previous movie. I don't know if we mentioned it, actually. We mentioned her being in it, but we didn't mention how there's a little thing at the beginning showing the outbreak in Japan. And we see that again, but Alice is there this time. We'll get to that. Megan Carpentier as the Red Queen, an on and off again renegade artificial intelligence. It says voiced by Ava Mearson O'Brien. So somebody else did the voice of the Red Queen.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe the little girl just wasn't very good. Maybe they got an adult to come in. So should we talk about her outfit before or after the summary?
Both.
Okay, okay, let's talk about it partway through when we get to it. How about that?
Okay, sure.
Because she starts out in the outfit she was in the last film, because it picks up right
directly
after. Alice and the raiders of the Umbrella Corporation freighter Arcadia are attacked by a fleet of tilt rotors led by Alice's brainwashed former ally Jill Valentine, but the attack is presented in a very interesting way. There's a slow song playing as things move in reverse in slow motion. Alice starts out underwater and then gets sucked up out of the water and onto the deck of the ship. And we see this whole attack happening in reverse until it hits a certain point.
It does not disappoint. I was just going to say, like, what an opening. Like, it's a great opening. So
this is our opening credits. And then once it hits a certain point, I guess basically where the attack begins, then it starts forward and at full speed. And these planes come and just shoot up everything, and Alice gets knocked off the boat and into the water. And I guess knocked unconscious because she ends up captured. And it says the fates of Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, and Kmart are left ambiguous. And then we cut to an Alice clone. And I don't know if it's exactly clear to us right off that it is a clone.
No, it isn't. It's kind of confusing.
Because we don't know. Yeah, we don't know what's happened to her. But Alice wakes up in the suburbs, living with her husband Todd, who is Oded Fair, and her deaf daughter Becky. And here we get a glimpse of the life that might have been had this not all happened. This.
Yeah, and when I say
this whole zombie thing.
I mean it in the best way, like the way that you want it to be confusing, where you're like on the edge of your seat, like, what the fuck is going on here? Right.
But Alice clearly had feelings for Carlos in the previous movies, and but they never had the chance for anything to happen.
Right.
So now we see what their life might have been like. And they have this daughter, and even though she's deaf, it seems like, they're all dealing with it well, and they have a nice life and are a loving family. And then zombies attack, revealing the suburbia as Raccoon City during the contamination incident. Alice and Becky drive away from the undead with the help of Rain Ocampo, so Todd gets it. The zombies get him. As they escape, they're hit by a truck, knocking Rain unconscious. Alice hides Becky inside another house, but is killed by a zombified Todd. Is it another house, or they go back to their house? Because Todd's there. I thought they went back into their own house.
Yeah, I think it is their house. It has to be, right?
Yeah.
Also,
I mean, unless Todd ran next door.
Yeah, also Rain is not like the Rain that we've seen before, where she's like a hard ass, like...
Right. She just seems like some...
Yeah, she's a very different Rain. Mm-hmm.
She's a suburban driving mom of some kind.
Yeah.
Or mom type. Meanwhile, the captured Alice awakens in an underground facility and is interrogated by Jill. So she's in the middle of this great big white room, and once again she's in her paper dress.
Paper gown.
Her 2 pieces of paper with some clips. And it seems like it goes on for a long time. And she's just not responding. She's refusing to participate. During a power failure, Alice escapes her cell, rearms, and finds herself in a simulation of Shibuya Square, Tokyo. Okay, but before we get to that, the power goes off, and then the Red Queen tells her, go. Some voice is counting down how much time there is till the power reboots. And the Red Queen comes on and tells her, hey, get some shit and go. A little drawer opens with some equipment. And of all the impossible things that we have to willingly suspend our disbelief about in these movies, the most impossible to believe is that she got this outfit on in under 2 minutes. There's no way.
God.
No way. This is a skin-tight, black, looks sort of cotton unitard with then things over top of it, a corset and some sort of leathery pants things that go over the fabric, and boots and some kind of arm pieces and straps, holsters and such. But the whole thing has so many buckles on it, both in front and in back, that there's just absolutely no way she got into it by herself, and no way that she did that in under 2 minutes. It's and the boots are kind of platform boots. It's not immediately obvious because it's all just so black and blends in with the rest of it, but I remember listening to a commentary track where she was talking about her entrance into the hallway and how she had to be very careful not to fall over when she stops and turns. So it's all very S&M looking, and she's very tightly bound up in it. And
Mommy,
I'm just not believing
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry.
I'm just not believing she got into this outfit by herself. Also, her hair is black, or looks
So
black.
hot.
Right, but when did this happen? Her hair was red in the first movie. Then it got sort of progressively browner as she was
Because in the first
unable
movie,
to
she could dye her hair before everything happened.
as she's unable to maintain her dyeing regimen,
And
her hair
then,
gets browner.
Yeah, it goes
But
to
now
brown because it's like
now
washing
it
out.
seems like someone
This is her
now it seems like someone
natural
has
hair.
dyed it black. You think?
No.
I know it's not Mila's natural hair. It does. Her hair's kind of dark in the last movie, but now it just looks straight up black. And it seemed like when they were interrogating her, they took the time to dye her hair first.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, look at the pictures. It's very black. Anyway, she puts on the outfit, goes down the hallway and opens a door, or there's a door open, and she finds herself in what appears to be the middle of Tokyo. And here we get the replay of the outbreak scene from the previous movie, except Alice is there now. And she fights her way back into the hallway, and then zombies follow her, and she has a cool fight with a mace on a chain, a flail of some kind in the hallway, and her guns. And it kind of looks like maybe she's got her powers back with some of the jumps that she makes. Would you say?
It does feel that way, but I'm not sure if it's meant to.
Right.
Like,
yeah, because she's actually given them
because
back at the end of the movie.
she was a badass before she had the power.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
That's true. Just so the size of some of these jumps is just a bit much.
Yeah.
But she is explicitly given back her powers at the end of the movie. Fighting her way against zombies, she enters a control room filled with undead Umbrella employees. No, not undead, just dead. Dead Umbrella employees, and encounters Ada Wong, one of Albert Wesker's top agents. Wesker appears on a screen explaining that both no longer serve Umbrella and the power outage was staged by him. Wesker also reveals that the Red Queen, one of Alice's arch enemies, was reactivated after the Hive incident and now controls Umbrella.
Yeah, I feel like this moment is like just like the what?
Oh, so it wasn't the Red Queen telling her to get out earlier. It was either Ada or Wesker.
Yeah.
He continues that the facility is underwater, formerly a Soviet naval outpost in Kamchatka, Russia, designated by Umbrella for manufacturing clones, like you do, and creating simulated outbreaks to show the effects of the T-virus. I think they're burying the lead here.
This is insane.
Yeah. They want to set up these little scenarios to show prospective buyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they got a little Japanese setup to show Chinese buyers, and an American one to show the Russians, and a Russian one to show the Americans, as if that really matters. But they're populating these simulations with clones, and that's the real story there. That's the real thing they should be selling, is this cloning technology. Not this uncontrollable T-virus crap. They could make a fortune selling clones, not soldiers. Cloning soldiers is stupid and it's a waste of resources. But cloning people for organs, there's always someone who's going to want their brain put into a younger body or or organs or some exploitive bullshit. Or you could just clone cows. Their ability to create clones is quite extraordinary. And
yeah, because it's like a huge ass like warehouse with thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people just like in a line.
And we don't see what sort of it doesn't look like they're using a lot of resources to maintain the clones. So just clone a bunch of cows and feed the world or some shit. I don't know. I think they're working on the wrong project. They're developing the wrong technology. Anyway, that's what we saw in Suburbia.
Pony boy.
That's what we saw was a cloned Alice and a cloned Carlos, and this little girl is a clone.
And eventually Rain. Cloned Rain, and the whole star scheme from the first film.
Ada and Alice aim to rendezvous with a rescue crew organized by Wesker, which includes Leon S. Kennedy, Barry Burton, and Luther West, Alice's former ally. Leon's team plants explosives near the entrance of the facility, which will detonate in 2 hours to ensure its destruction. The group plans to meet with Alice and Ada in the Raccoon City suburbia area. In a New York City simulation, Alice and Ada defeat 2 executioners. That's the big Axeman from the previous movie, but now there's 2 of him. Leon's team enters a Moscow simulation, but is surrounded by a heavily armed Las Plagas undead horde. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what they're talking about there.
I have no idea.
It's just, the plague? They're just zombies. They're zombies is what they are. I don't know why they're calling them that. The link just leads to zombies in Resident Evil. Anyway, in the suburban setting, Alice and Ada encounter Becky, who mistakes Alice for her clone mother and is instantly attached to her. And Alice instantly attaches to the girl as well.
Mm-hmm.
She just bonds with her right away and is like, okay, this is my baby now. I'm going to take care of her and jeopardize everything else for her. And not that I'm not saying that's wrong. Just that's the kind of great person
That's the kind of motherly instinct we want to see.
Yep. They also find Jill and the clones of Alice's deceased allies, James One Shade, Evil Reino Campa, and Carlos Oliveira, who are sent to capture them. During a shootout, Ada gives Alice her smart glasses and grappling hook so that she and Becky can find their way out. Before Ada is separated, the two encounter the good clone of Rain in the Moscow simulation. She's very confused. She's like, "What is this? Why is everything in Russian?" Alice gives her a weapon to help keep Becky safe. Then she rescues Leon's surviving crew from the barrage of Las Plagas zombies and a giant licker.
Which also, I just have to pause here. I'm so sorry, because there was one point in the second movie, I believe it is it the second movie? Yeah, when Jill Valentine hands someone a gun and they're like, "I've never shot a gun." And she's like, "Here," and hands them a gun and then just walks out. And I was like, oh my gosh, she didn't even anything. And at this point, this is what I was talking about. Alice actually shows her how to hold it, puts her finger on the trigger, at least gives her something.
Right. Well, you know what?
First one.
Make sure they understand how the safety works, so they don't pull the trigger and nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Once united, the group reaches the submarine pens in the facility exit, but are ambushed by Jill's team. During the ensuing fight, Becky is captured by the licker, and Good Rain is killed. Alice rescues Becky and kills the licker. Barry sacrifices himself, holding the Umbrella operatives off long enough to ensure the others escape. The explosives at the entrance go off. Leon and Luther escape rapid flooding, while Alice and Becky survive through the ventilation system. And there's a scene here where Alice and Becky walk into a room, a huge chamber full of clones on a conveyor belt.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are Alice and some of them are Becky. I don't know what's up with Becky being deaf. I don't know if all of her clones are deaf. I don't know if that's just a random thing they programmed in. They mentioned that Alice is one of their basic templates and they can kind of program her to be anything. So they might just throw that in there to mix things up and add some natural variation into the situation. I don't know. It isn't explained. But Becky freaks the fuck out. And for the first time, it occurs to her that Alice might not be her mother. And she says, she's like, "Who are they? Who are they?
Yeah.
Are you not my mother?"
Yeah, she says, "You're not mom, are you?"
Or something, or "Are you not my mother?" Or something like that. And anyway, Alice says, "I am now." So, formalizing what has already been happening, that she's going to just take over taking care of this girl.
Mm-hmm.
On the surface, anyway, I just really liked what was going on with Alice and the girl, Becky. On the surface, their snowmobile is knocked over by Jill's submarine. Jill and Evil Rain confront the group, holding Ada as a hostage. During the ensuing fight, Alice is able to tear the mind-controlling scarab off Jill's chest, returning her to normal. Meanwhile, Rain, now enhanced with superhuman strength and healing thanks to the Las Plagas parasite, joins the fight. Yeah, she just shoots some parasites into her blood.
It is crazy.
She joins the fight, kills Luther. Poor Luther survived all that shit just to buy it here.
Yeah, and it's crazy how she does it and they show it. I remember what other movie was that happened this way, where they would show like the bones cracking, like they would zoom in and show the skeletal.
I've seen it in a few different movies, but yeah, they sort of do this X-ray effect as the bullets going through the skin and hitting bones and stuff. I think they do it a couple times in this. They haven't done it up till now. No, but
they do it in this. So they show like his ribs cracking and then his stopping because she like hits him so hard. This like shit she injects herself with like gives her like as soon as she injects it like boom, 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 people start like shooting and then like she's automatically just like healing herself and shit. She's it's so good. This scene is so good. This was one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. Was like Rain just like going crazy.
She also knocks out Leon. I think there's something, it's sort of implied there's something between Leon and Ada. Realizing she is too powerful to fight, Alice shoots the ice under Rain, who is dragged underwater by swimming zombies from the undersea installation. Alice, Jill, and the remaining survivors travel to Wesker's headquarters, a heavily barricaded and fortified White House, staffed by the remainders of the U.S. Armed Forces. Alice meets Wesker in the Oval Office, where he injects her with another strand of the T-virus, returning her superhuman abilities.
Damn it. Got her ass. It happened so fast.
On the roof, he explains that the Red Queen is trying to wipe out humanity, and all of the remaining uninfected humans are in the base. That is not many humans. The U.S. military and remaining Umbrella Corps soldiers start defending the White House against enormous hordes of T-virus abominations.
Enormous hordes.
That's how they leave it with just a huge cliffhanger.
It's crazy. I love this one. I love that they put a deaf person in this movie. We got some sign language. We love to see it. I love that freaking Michelle Rodriguez came back. I love that we brought more people back than even the last movie. It was so good. I love this one. I'm gonna say that this one is like 5 stars for me. Yeah,
I'm gonna give it 5 also. Very enjoyable. I also really liked the little girl. I thought it was interesting that they made her deaf. Is the actress deaf?
The storyline is so good. I really loved how they just like added the little girl and the family dynamic, and like it's so crazy to think about how they were like just making these simulations. Wow, that really fucking like I had to take a breath. Like that blew me away. Like, oh shit. And how they showed it to each person, like they showed Japan to like and to sell this virus, it's just so scary. Like any sort of bioengineered weaponry is terrifying, but like, oh man, that freaked me out.
Sorry, I was looking up Ariana Engineer. She is partially deaf and knows sign language, and she made her debut in the 2009 horror film Orphan.
Nice. Oh, I fucking love that movie.
I've seen it. I haven't seen the sequel yet.
I haven't either, but I want to.
Yeah, same. Don't think we'll get to this year, but I did not remember that much about it, so I did not remember there was a young deaf girl in it.
I did, but I did not recognize her.
She has not done a whole lot though. They should put her in more movies. Yeah, she was good. I really liked her. Really sympathized with her. It's all good. It's too bad that what's his name dies? Luther. It's like seemed like he was maybe a potential new love interest for Alice, so of course he was gonna bite it. There's no way he was gonna survive. That's too bad for him.
Sorry, Luther.
So there we go. Next to last movie. We will, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow's episode, but we will also be doing the final one, Resident Evil, the final chapter.
And then are we going to do any of the other things, like the animations or the...
I don't think we have room to get to them this time.
Okay, cool. No.
We might be able to squeeze in, if I can find it, a copy of it, the reboot. I have a physical copy, but I don't know that I can get a digital one. I'm not spending money on it. We'll see. I might know a guy. But Becky does not appear in the next movie. I guess she's still at the White House when all the rest of this shit is happening.
Sad.
Yeah. So I'm just going to assume that she came out of it okay. But they really don't tell us. So, thanks for joining us again, folks.
Yeah, thanks, you little monsters.
Remember to follow us on all our medias, our social medias. Go to mmftg.bio.link for all the links to all of our stuff. Follow us on Twitter. I got stuff to give away, but I need more followers on Twitter. And that'll do it. I have been Precious D.
And I've been Honey Bee.
Remember to keep calm and seek shelter in basements.
And please don't misuse science.
We will not see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go.
Ow!
You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review us on your podcasting platform of choice. Our theme song is by the Texicano Folk Rock Punk featuring Lita Lopez. You can support the show, find links to our social media, and even leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/MNFTG.
Fun time go!